Hello, this is 8Leanna8. Welcome back to my Total Drama drawing tutorial videos. This video is going to talk about the right and wrong colors when choosing colors when making a character. So keep watching to find out what all these colors mean. So the first colors I'm going to talk to you about are skin colors. So I have here some bad examples of skin colors for your character. So let's just take a look at each of them individually. So this color is more of a greenish color. I have seen it on some people's drawings for their characters. And I think that's just from them trying to make the skin color, trying to mix the colors, which I used to do, and it is very hard to do at first. But this color, when you put it against the white background, it is more of a greenish color, which isn't really a natural color for the skin. You want to kind of stay towards pink tones, gold or yellow tones, and neutral tones, so in between pink and yellow, like ivory. This doesn't really match with a natural skin tone, and sometimes when you just go ahead and use this color and then add all the other colors, sometimes it can kind of blend in, like your eyes won't, it won't stand out to your eyes that it looks wrong. But when you put it against the white background, you can definitely see that it's a greenish color, and it doesn't really look much like a skin color. And then for this color is more of a grayish color, so again it doesn't really fit in with the pink, golds, or neutrals. Now this one is very, very, very pale and a bit yellowish. The color's okay, the yellow tone, but it is very pale, and I'll show you an example in a second of how to make a good pale skin color. But this one, it almost blends in with the white, which you don't really want to happen. This one is just an example of like a really orange skin tone. Now you could use this if you're making like a Jersey Shore character that has a really bad tan and to make it kind of humorous. But if you want to make it a natural skin tone, I would say it's a bit too orange. Now I don't know if anybody does this, but this is a gray color. If you're trying to do a darker skin tone, again, stay with the pinks and goldens. Don't start with black and make it lighter or darker. Okay, so now that I've shown you some of the bad examples here, I'm going to show you some good examples. So these right here are actual colors from the Total Drama characters that I found good quality pictures, and then I used the eyedropper tool to copy and paste the colors here. You can kind of tell they look more like skin tones, like your own skin tone. And I just wanted to point out that this color here is actually Gwen's skin tone. So you could guess that this is more of Gwen's skin tone, but this is her real skin tone. And you probably thought it should be more pale, but if you put this skin color on Gwen when you're drawing her, and then against her very dark clothes and her dark hair, it will look paler. So because of the contrast, it actually makes her skin tone look lighter than it is, but it is actually like a peachy tone. So keep that in mind with your characters. Even if you want them to be like pale, still use like a peachy tone and then put dark clothes on them, and you will see a difference. And you could go a bit lighter than this, but try not to make it like greenish, kind of like this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you Trixie's skin color now. So that's it there. That's what I've chosen for her. So to get my character's skin tones, what I've done in the past, which you can do, is get a very good quality picture of a Total Drama character of whoever's skin tone you think would be similar to your character's skin tone, and then you can use the eyedropper tool against their skin. Again, use a very good quality picture because you want the skin tone to be right. So I'm going to use Gwen's here, so you can just copy it with the eyedropper tool, which I'm pretty sure comes with every program. And then over here, where you can change the color, you can either make it slightly darker or slightly lighter or slightly oranger. That's how I usually choose the colors. So with Gwen's, if you make it, you can make it a bit lighter. And then that would be an even paler skin tone. So if your character is pale and has really light clothes, I would take Gwen's color and make it a little bit brighter, because you can still see it's a peachy skin tone and not green, which will look better in the end. Okay, now that we have Trixie's skin color here, I'm going to show you a bit of hair and eye colors. Here's some bad examples of hair and eye colors. I'll just start by saying do not use this plain black for a hair color. I'll just show you here. You can see it covers everything, and I know a lot of people do this, and then you can't see anything, and it looks, you know, it doesn't look that good. With black hair, you need to take the plain black color and then lighten it a little bit here. And then see, and then I know it doesn't look completely black. You can darken it a bit if you want, make it close to black, and then it's a bit darker. But against the skin and the clothes, it will look very good. And then you can see the details and stuff. Just try not to make it too black where you can't see any details. So here are examples of good hair colors. So here I have the black lightened a little bit. And then what I'm trying to say here is try not to use primary colors as the hair color or eye color or neon colors, because in reality it's really hard to make your hair that color. It just looks a little bit better if you tweak it a bit. So for example, this blue color, what I did to make this color, which may look a bit more calming, and it just looks a bit nicer for a blue hair color, just like I did with the skin colors, just edit it a bit here. Either make it lighter, like that, like I did with this one, or you could make it a bit darker, like that, and it just looks a little bit better than just the primary color. Just try to do that with your characters. Just try to take a primary color that you would usually use for your character's hair, and then either make it a little bit lighter or a little bit darker, and I'm sure you'll see that it actually may make your character just look a tad bit better. You can do that with hair colors and also with eye colors. So now I'm just going to go a little bit into lip colors. I know sometimes it's kind of hard to choose a lip color, so here are just some tips. I would take whatever tone your character's skin tone is, and then I would darken it a few shades down, and then that's for the top lip, and then the bottom lip I usually do a little tiny bit lighter. So for a paler skin tone, you can do what the Total Drama style does and go for a much orangier tone. Sometimes, like Bridget's skin, her lips are very, very orange. Or if you want to make it a little bit more natural, just take the skin color and then up here just make it a bit more orange. And then make that the top lip, and then the bottom lip, just drag this down a little bit and then make that the bottom lip. And then for lip colors, for if they're wearing lipsticks, what you can do is, here I have an example of a red lipstick color. So I would go for like a natural red color. Don't do the primary colors again. If you have to start with the primary color, you can. But make sure it's a darker tone, and then a little bit lighter for the bottom. And then same with pink. You can choose any pink color and then make that the top lip, and then a little bit lighter for the bottom lip. So now for the overall color scheme of your character and their clothing colors. Choose a color that you think suits your character, or whatever color you want them to kind of represent. And then again, do not use primary colors. Always adjust, either make the color lighter or darker. So for pants, they're supposed to be jeans, so you can choose like a blue color. A wrong jean color would be just a primary blue color. And what I mean by primary colors are the ones like on, if you're using paint, they have their already selected colors where you can just select a red or select a yellow or select a green. Those I would say are primary colors. So for jeans, you can do dark jeans or light jeans, whatever color jeans, but I would make them a little bit more gray, so lower the saturation of the color. So rather than doing, this would be like a primary color here, rather than doing something like that, which is a pretty color, but it's not a very good jean color. So instead of that, what I would do is I want her to have dark jeans. So I would make this color much darker, something like that. Even that looks better already. And then I would turn down the saturation a bit, like that. So it's a little bit more grayish. And then you can already tell that looks way better than just a primary blue. Okay, so that's the color I'm going to go with for her pants. Her shirt, I'm going to make it the solid color. So I'm going to make it pink because that's her main color. And then here I'm just going to add a neutral color, and neutral colors can go with anything. So that's like black, silver, golds, browns. They can go with anything, and also white. But of course I'm not going to make it completely black. I'm lightening the black a bit so you can still see the details. Okay, and then for her buttons I'm just going to do like a silvery color, which again is a neutral. And then for her heart necklace, I'm going to make it a darker pink, just so it's not matching too much. But it's still like, it's still okay because it's the same color, just a different shade. Okay. And then I'm going to do her little accessory color, so the darker pink, as her other accessory. So I'm going to make that also her headband color. And then I'm going to use this light pink color again and just make it her bow. So you're probably noticing that I'm not choosing so many different colors. I'm sticking with the same color and just kind of making the shade different. And then for her shoes, what should I do? I'm going to do the dark pink again. Now with shoe colors, you can either make the shoes the same color as the accessories, which is nice, which is what I'm doing here, or you can make it a neutral color that goes with anything, so black, white, a brown, gold or silver. You can do those too for shoe colors. So what I'm also going to do is I'm not going to make this all just one color because there's a lot of details that I kind of want to point out. So I'm also going to do a little bit of a darker blue here. I'm just going to make it a little more, make it pop out a little more here. There, and you can already see it kind of stands out a little bit more when you put a darker of the color in there. Okay, so that's all for this video. The next video I'm going to probably do is either the clothing video, where I'm going to show you how to draw Total Drama clothing, how to add little details, stuff like that. And I'm also going to make a video about designing characters. Let me know what you like about my videos or what you want me to address. Just let me know. I really like the feedback. Okay, thanks guys. See you next time. Bye.